Sijashika, si ndo mtasema.
Okay.
And welcome to our channel at Trading Media. Today we are having a show called Bunge Watch, and I'll be your host, Daisy Akal. In studio, I'm joined by vibrant panelists. Kai Ebukat. Okay. Okay, in studio, I'm joined with the vibrant panelists, and they will introduce themselves.
Thank you so much, Daisy. My name is Godwin Oyindo. I'm a political commentator, analyst, and a player generally. Yes, I've lived in this community, especially in the urban slums. I'm a very popular face in Kibera, Mathare, Mukuru. Yes, and I really know their struggles and their stories. So thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, Daisy, for this humble opportunity. I am Brian Odhiambo. I come from Kibra slums. I am a community developer and a protagonist of boy child empowerment. At the same time, I am a political activist. Yeah, so everything I do in Kibra because I believe Kibra could become a better place for all of us. Yeah.
Indeed. Next.
It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Abo Kelisha, political analyst, and I'm also coming from Kibra, and we form part of Bunge la Wananchi Kibra, Kamkunji Pressure Group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So today we are going to talk about a range of subjects. For example, we're talking about the state of Kenyan politics. We're going to talk about the ODM party, the UDA party, the broad-based arrangement, the president's initiatives, and any other upcoming issue that is going on in the Kenyan political space right now. So my first question would be to the panelists. My first question would be, what do you think about the president's Singapore dream, and do you think it's something that is viable?
Thank you so much once more. Yeah, the President's Singapore dream, I think, is very timely. It has come at the right time. It's very prophetic. I know it is not really a today thing or tomorrow, but a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And therefore, as a person, I believe that it is really possible. And having looked at the things that the president is already focusing on, it is really going to be realized, possibly. And from what is available among the people and in the internet, it is a dream that could possibly finally be achieved maybe in 2055. Maybe 30 years from now, but with the speed at which our president, His Excellency William Ruto, is doing things, it could be achieved earlier than that. Why do I say so? We look at, for any development in the community, we start with the infrastructure.
Yes.
The water,
The
roads, electricity, and giving examples, the Mau Summit Roni Road is going to be one big project that is going to change the lives of people, that is going to influence a lot of development for the Western people, for the Rift Valley people, for many people, for Central people and Nyanza, because it is opening up space for many people. And therefore, I would say that is one big indicator that we are really going the Singapore direction. And also the Nyota project for the young people. The future of this nation lies on the hands of the young people. When we talk about the 2030s, 2040s, 2050s, it is really about the young people today, the 18 years old, the 20, the 25.
The youth.
And if they are able to set up themselves and have the first steps. So I think our president Thank you so much for that prophetic, noble idea for the Singapore. And I encourage our viewers and the public that these things should be, we should say, the Singapore dream should start with you. It's not really President Ruto.
Very well, very well.
It should start with you.
Yes.
What is your Singaporean dream? You as a person,
okay.
as an individual, in your family, what's your Singaporean dream? As a family, maybe your Singaporean dream is to make sure you educate your children. Yes.
We will come back. We'll come
yeah,
back.
because I don't want to finish, exhaust everything.
We could pick
yeah, let me leave for my fellow panelists.
We could pick a little bit of their points and we'll come back to discuss that.
Thank you.
Okay. You could go ahead. 1 minute max.
Oh, thank you.
Or 2.
Our forebearers envisioned a country devoid of 3 things. Number 1 was poverty. Number 2 was ignorance. The third and the last was diseases. And therefore, I think the president is only aligning to what our forefathers envisioned. How do we ensure that we eradicate ignorance? It is through coming up with education systems and institutions that are actually viable for our people. Secondly, how do we come up with a health institution so that somebody from Garissa doesn't have to be airlifted to Kenyatta to seek, health services, where we can do this from wherever they are from. On poverty is how do we work on an inclusive economic system where every Kenyan has a stake, where every Kenyan, irrespective of where you come from, you have a stake on the economic status of a country. I really want to delve on this issue, but now you've given me 2 minutes. Let me leave it at that. But I know we will come back. So that
there were 3 points.
There were 3 points. And the president is only trying to align to what our forefathers, our forebearers actually envisioned. So personally, I think it is doable. But the major thing we are supposed to work on as a people is attitudinal change. That you don't have to go back to the same infrastructure, to the same road that is leading you somewhere. Then you ban it in the name of you're trying to communicate. In the name of you see somewhere written, usikojoe hapa, but that place is ever wet. So we have to change our attitude if we want to move forward and align to the president. It is not the president's idea. He's only trying to open our eyes and look at how systems are working. Lastly, I want to castigate my fellow political leaders because in so many occasions, we've had politicians trying to swerve away from the agenda and ask a very, I don't want to use the term silly, but let me just use it. That why does the president want to take Kenyans from Kenya to Singapore? No. Singapore is a metaphor.
Yeah, of course.
That how do we achieve the status of a first world country from a third world country? With us looking at Singapore, how did they do it with their founding Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, when he was taking charge? With that said, we will get back to this. Thank you.
Very well. So,
I think my fellow panelists have said more about Singapore, but my Singaporean dream, I want to see a free country where we cannot have corruption. We need to deal with corruption, and we need to do more in education so that we can have better first world class if you want to move. And our people should understand this. We are not going to Singapore. We just want to transform Kenya to look like a Singapore. So this thing, they need to get it and they need to understand it that we are not going to Singapore. You see, a common man cannot go to Singapore, but the president has brought good ideas that can take this man to a country like Singapore, where somebody from Kibra can have a good housing system, not like the current one that we have. That's the reason as to why I'm really and fully supporting the president's idea of bringing affordable housing. And again, for us to achieve the first world class, we need to have good policies. And these are the policies that the president has brought into place. You see, today people will say that, oh, President William Samoei Ruto natufinya. Yes, anatufinya. But these are the dreams that we will see after the President Ruto ameenda home. It is not about President William Samoei Ruto. It is all about changing Kenya perspective of seeing things. And we need also to move forward as a country. And it is only President Ruto who has deconstructed the way we were thinking. He has brought a lot of things, yes, but these are the things that are meant to help us in future. We will not see them today, but we will experience them in future. So for us to get the first world class, we need to support President's ideas. I know some are harsh on us, but we need to adapt to them and get somewhere. I think even Waziri Mbadi has gone back to the financial bill and he has rechecked on it. The other time he said that he has presented a bill in parliament before even the financial bill is considering to reduce taxes on civil servants. You see, that one is a plus. Whenever you reduce it on civil servants, because these are the people who are paying taxes more. And remember, there was a time I met him and I told him that he needs to expand the tax base so that we can have people, so many people paying taxes. So if we are paying taxes fully, we will achieve the Singapore, because we cannot achieve Singapore by just borrowings.
Without funding.
Yes,
from the citizens.
We must get our own funding. And how do we get our own funding? It is through taxation. So we must encourage our people to pay tax promptly. So to me, Singapore dream is achievable. What we need is attitude.
What do you think about building Kenya to the Singapore level and also dealing with Kenya's debt? And it's growing because
yes,
there's the debt that President Ruto found, and then there's more that he has borrowed.
I think President William Samoei Ruto has tried to reduce the borrowing level. The borrowing index has gone down compared to the previous regimes. That's a fact, because today we could have borrowed to construct houses, the affordable housing. But remember, this affordable housing, it is us Kenyans who are paying for it. So it is a project that we will be happy and say, it is our project with our money. We have funded it with our money. So the status of Kenya today, if we can reduce corruption, then we are heading somewhere. We have more resources. If we can use them well, remember, Singapore, we are talking about in 1965, it was at the same level with Kenya. So we need to ask ourselves, what went wrong? Okay. So if we can solve that question, what went wrong, then we will get it. Why am I saying this? When you read history, it will tell you that the first Prime Minister, Lee Yuan of the Singapore in 1965, the guy brought good policies. He decided to reorganize the government structure to a point where the civil servants are being paid well. So when you pay a civil servant well, this guy will not even think about engaging in corruption. They will start to think of making our country to be better. So I would urge President William Samoei Ruto to actually do something on how he can perfect and on how he can reduce the structure of the Kenyan government. If we can reorganize the Kenyan government structure, then we are going to achieve Singapore perfectly. Thank you.
Very well said. So there is this dream of President William Ruto. And then there is the other parties, that are not comfortable with this way of ruling. For example, we have Gachagua, Honorable Gachagua and his team, DCP. And recently we saw former Senator Honorable Millicent Omanga joining him for some rural show celebration. And maybe if any of you can comment about that before I mention the other parties that are against his leadership, like Honorable Sifuna, Honorable Babu, and the other teams. The other team, the Linda Wananchi team.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we comment about Millicent Omanga, possibility of joining DCP and how it will affect the voters' mindset, maybe.
Maybe if I can go first on that. Daisy, many of our politicians are really benefiting from the citizens' lack of information. Many people are not informed on many things. And some people take things also literally without really trying to understand. Or they understand everything based on what the politicians they believe in have told them. So therefore, you will expect confusion in a society like that. You must, because as long as the Wananchi, all of them are not really fully informed with things, any politician can therefore take advantage of lack of information and brainwash some of them. Okay. But if we really sit down to analyze most of these things, a leader is not about, a leader should maybe just come up with some vision and say, the way our president has said, he likes to take Kenya to Singapore. It's not really him that would like to take Kenya to Singapore. It's a collective effort. It's a vision for everyone. Okay. Even me personally, I would like to take my family,
to Singapore.
My children to Singapore.
Which Singapore?
My Singapore would be they acquire quality education. Okay. They get access to quality healthcare. I can afford to take them for most of the things that they want, vacations. Yeah. So how can I achieve all this? For example, we live around Kisumu, and in many years, even my mother died with cancer. We used to go mostly to seek for medical attention all the way to Eldoret. So when I heard recently that Kisumu is going to be made level 6 hospital, it means most of the things will be happening there. Yeah. And that's one of ways of going to Singapore. Okay. Yes. Right. So I believe that many people living around Kisumu will not have to go all the way to Eldoret, come all the way to Nairobi to access quality healthcare. Yeah, sure. Yes. Okay. SHA is also another thing. I have been invited to so many harambes for medical. And Kenyans, honestly, they are too quick to changia you for funeral, as opposed to when you are seeking for medical help. So SHA, in as many of our leaders have been misleading so many Kenyans that it is not working. But is it really not working? Let's sit down with that question. Is it really not working? It is. Personally, I have witnessed people from where I was brought up. I was brought up in Kibera, Gatwekera. People who could not afford to pay a bill of anything, even 20,000. But when they went to deliver, and there were other complications, the bill went very high at Kenyatta Hospital, but it was paid by SHA, all of it. Okay. And it was not only one case. Okay. So it is really, then I got to ask myself, which SHA is the many politicians that are saying that it's not
People saying it's
working.
not
Which
working.
one is it?
Okay.
It cannot work for you if you don't register. You have to register,
Okay.
and you have to do your due diligence. You have to do your bit of contribution for it to work.
Yes.
I think what we're seeing here is a political alignment where now everybody wants to get into the team that fits their agenda. I don't mind.
When you say their agenda, you mean their own?
No, their own selfish agenda.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind whatever formation any politician gets into. What I really wanted is, I wanted 2027 to be a memorial kind of election period. In the sense of, how do we as a people, it is very unfortunate that we politicize everything in Kenya. But if we have to politicize everything, then how do we devise a political system that is people-centered, that is issue-based, that is results-oriented, and that goes back to the people for transparency and accountability? You listen to a lot of forums being attended by these, politicians. Then where is the plight of the common mwananchi? Millicent Omanga wants to align with DCP on her own interest. What happens to the interest of the common mwananchi? I'm envisioning a situation whereby we are having a politician who doesn't want any alignments, because they want to stand.
Independent candidates.
Yes, they want to stand for the people.
They want to be accountable.
Yes,
to the people.
To the people.
Yeah.
But is that really a possibility in Kenya? No. Therefore, for us to move forward as a people, let us think of the IPI, inclusive political institutions. What we do experience in Kenya is what I usually call extractive political institution, whereby these politicians have devised means of getting into the pockets of the common mwananchi for their own benefit. I saw an interview by Jeff Koinange to Eli Dowalo. And Eli Dowalo, when he was getting into government, he was somewhere at around some millions, 600, the net worth. But then again, after some time, he's at 1 billion.
That's triple.
You get the point? How many of the common mwananchi have moved from a mere maybe 100,000 to 500,000? You get the point? How many of the common mwananchi have, come out from a poverty-stricken home to a middle-level income? Therefore, just like I'm saying again, I don't mind wherever anybody is getting aligned to, but let us put the plight of the common mwananchi up front. Let us work on a political system that is inclusive, irrespective. It is very unfortunate that we have people in Turkana. I saw some very devastating photo of an old man. He actually fainted. I don't know, he was asleep or fainted, because he was going to look for, a source of water. It is enshrined in our own constitution under Article 43B that the common mwananchi has a right to accessible housing and water and sanitation. Where did we go wrong as a people? So before we align, then why don't we retract? Let us do a creative destruction, so that we destroy some of the institutions that are not working for us. Then we devise new institutions, so long as the plight of the common mwananchi is put up front. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay.
And if I steal a few seconds of my colleagues' time,
go ahead.
My panelist time.
1 minute.
On Omanga case, what is really driving them I've analyzed them is they're still subscribing to the ethnic arithmetic. Yes, that's what they're subscribing to. Like, oh, Nairobi, we're the majority voters. If we add these people and our people and the other, and Kalonzo's people, therefore, they can...
Cousins.
The cousins, yeah, that
cousins.
cousins thing
Hi,
that
cousins, yeah.
Gachagua came up with.
No, she even said it.
Now, I think she's subscribing to that. She's believing into that.
Okay.
What she does not know is that the citizens are moving away from that. They're moving away from that, and they are becoming more objective with things.
Okay.
They will not, that ethnic arithmetic will become a matter of the past, which DCP and that side is really banking on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's it.
On to your point, Daisy, I can just say that Gachagua is just a bitter tribalist who is living in denial that leadership left him long time ago. This is a person who was telling us that tutaweka mtego State House everywhere. Gachagua is just a tribalist who will not even get any seat anywhere. And by the way, people doesn't know that once impeached, you cannot vie. So Gachagua should know, and he should have advisors to tell him that you cannot vie. Yes, he wants to play a role of a kingmaker.
But he has a huge following.
You can have a huge following, but where will you vie? Not unless he goes to heaven. Not unless he goes to any other country, but not Kenya. In Kenya, he cannot vie. So that one should sink into his mind. And by the way, I normally question myself, if Gachagua could have not gone to school, how could he be reasoning? Because his reasoning is just down here. Even a kindergarten kid cannot reason the way he's reasoning. And let me tell you something. William Samoei Ruto has brought Kenya to a state where we are not going to think about tribal A, tribal B forming an alliance so that we can make the government. We want all Kenyans to feel part and parcel of the government because all of us, we are paying taxes. So Gachagua cannot tell us that he wants to take Ukambani and Kisii so that they come back to rule. I want to tell you, we are going to tell him that he is not going to be anywhere. And by the way, if Gachagua means well for Kenya, let him return, because I heard the widow of his brother was claiming that he took his property. Can he return those properties so that we know that Gachagua is a clean man? So Gachagua cannot tell us that he wants to compete against William Samoei Ruto. By the way, hiyo akijaribu ataoshwa mapema kabisa. Hata yeye ndio nataka kuja.
No, but they're trying to bring Matiang'i.
Matiang'i is a dictator, a person who should not even be allowed closer to power. Matiang'i is the only person who can work under somebody. Matiang'i cannot be trusted with leadership. And when we are talking about Matiang'i, I get agitated because Matiang'i should answer the question, bodi zenye zilipatikana Yala River, nani alizipeleka? So Matiang'i is worse than any other person. In fact, I normally say that Matiang'i is worse than Hitler himself. That guy, if you see a person who cannot even laugh, a person who cannot even dance, this is a guy who should not... By there, I want to warn Kenyans. Let them not try Matiang'i. If they try Matiang'i, and that thing, by the way, there was a day, was it yesterday? I was with a certain central person in a vehicle. And I was telling him, the only place that we need civic education in terms of voting is the central people. These people are voting with emotions. And after voting with emotions, when they get there, they start seeing bad things. Then they want us to help them. And when they are in power, they forget about us.
When you say us, you mean?
We are saying part of the country. When we say us, I'm talking about
the
rest of the country.
The remaining communities.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, Kenya, we are about 43.
47.
Yes. And in the history, it is only two tribes that are as lead this country. That is Central and Rift Valley.
Yes.
So Ruto, Daktari, has come out and told us that he wants every Kenyan to feel part of this government. So I'm saying that the place where we need to do civic education in terms of voting is the central people. These are the people who are voting with emotions, right? Like today, they are going to make the same mistake they did, not knowing that they are going to elect Gachagua, Matiang'i, who is a serious dictator, a looter. Why am I saying looter? You remember the issue of Ruaraka land? Why are we not asking these questions? So Matiang'i should come out and tell us what happened with the Ruaraka land. And he should also tell us what happened with the Rivayala bodies. That was a serious massacre. And remember when President Ruto came, and Ruto fired all the, I think, was it the CIDs? Where he was telling us there were containers yenye watu wanauliwa tuko. And that was the docket ya Matiang'i. So Matiang'i should tell us who was this person killing Kenyans.
Very well, very well. So
yes,
in the same breath, talk about the other team that is opposing the president, which is the Linda Wananchi, that we can give the others.
Now, ask yourself, ni wananchi gani wanalindwa? Which wananchi wanalindwa? These people are just lindering their tumbo. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you see the activities, I was telling a friend of mine, whenever you see Onyonka with this team, that one is a clear indication that that team is campaigning to get into Matiang'i's side. Why am I saying this? These people, and Kenya should know this, the likes of Babu, my Secretary General Sifuna, he should come out and tell us that they are in the payroll of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And also, they need to tell us, I heard there was an interview in a certain TV station. Sifuna told us that the ODM rallies are being funded by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Then he should also tell us who funded their rally in Busia.
Okay.
Because I know them. Sifuna is kind of a person who never used even a cent when he was campaigning. Where has he gotten this money to go and hold a rally in Busia?
How did he campaign last?
It was just clinking it to Baba's coat. Whenever Baba comes to Kibra, he will be there. Whenever Baba goes to Mathare, he will be there. Tell me even a single day when Sifuna met any person or any group or any youth by himself.
Very well.
Then again, we want to know who is funding them. So they need not to lie to Kenyans that, oh, sisi tunalinda wananchi. Wananchi gani wanalindwa? It is only God who can linda wananchi. And also, apart from God, we have a structured government that is there to protect Kenyans. Can they protect Kenyans from even terrorists? That's the question you guys should ask them.
So they're not the DCI and they're not the KDF.
That's the question you need to ask them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's also the Linda ground, remember. So
no, sisi tunalinda ground.
Unalinda
ground tunaweza linda hata
unalinda aje ground na umesema wale wa kulinda wananchi sio KDF na sio.
Do you know what? Kulinda ground na kulinda wananchi are two different terms. Kulinda wananchi, it means when I'm sleeping somebody should be there kunichunga. But kulinda ground naweza enda nilinde hata nini Urupa at night.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me first of all clarify that I am a subscriber of the late Raila Amolo Odinga's ideologies. Secondly, I'm also a student of the Baba School of Thought. Then thirdly, I'm a member of ODM. That's the truth.
Which ODM now? Because now there are three. There is Linda Ground, there is Linda Comrades, and there is Linda Wananchi.
I mean, Linda ODM.
Linda ODM. That's another ODM.
That's a new one.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, the chairperson.
You're the chairperson of Linda ODM.
What I'm saying is this. Baba taught us democracy. And this guy literally fought for ODM for close to 20 years. The other day we celebrated ODM at 20. It is not easy to find a political party going through the tides and becoming what ODM has become.
Before you go on, can I interrupt?
Kindly.
There's a say that ODM was Baba and Baba was ODM.
Yes.
So now that he's gone, we got rest his soul,
Yeah.
that now there is no ODM. So as an ODM member, maybe you can have that thought as you continue.
Thank you for that. Let me say something here that a lot of people usually confuse. You know, there's Baba the individual, and then there was Baba, the party leader, ODM. These were two different institutions. Baba could get invited into a different country as an individual, as the father of democracy.
As Raila Odinga.
As Raila Odinga, not the party leader
of ODM.
Therefore, what I'm saying is this. It is very unfortunate that we're experiencing whatever we're experiencing right now following the demise of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. I neither subscribe to Linda Ground and Linda Wananchi. There's another one, Linda Comrade, because I believe in what Baba has always taught us. That the D in ODM stands for democracy. But democracy, again, should be controlled. You be careful with, in as much as I'm having dissenting opinions, but how are they affecting the party in the long run? Therefore, what I think is this. We need to put the ODM fraternity in order. If we are having a party leader, Oburu Oginga, then what is so wrong with us respecting him as we await for the NDC? If at all there is somebody who feels like, you know what, Oburu is not supposed to be rightfully here, then let us wait for the NDC. Until then, let us rally behind him and support whatever cause he needs.
So what you're trying to say is the ODM party should now try and cover up whatever problems they're having.
Let us harmonize all these problems.
Okay. Until an
let us,
NDC.
Thank you. If at all we need that NDC. Because why don't we ask ourselves, why does Sifuna have an issue? Why do we have an issue with Babu Owino? What is Orengo saying? We are jeopardizing Baba Raila Amolo Odinga's brainchild. It is very unfortunate. That is the ODM.
Now that you mentioned Orengo, and he comes from Ugunja.
Yeah.
No, let me finish.
Okay,
just a minute.
Yeah.
I was clarifying that I'm a member of ODM and I'm on Linda ODM. Because I don't know what ideologies the Linda ground is clinging upon. I don't know what ideologies the Linda Monanchi is clinging upon. I don't know what Okech Salam means by Linda Comrade. I still don't know. How I wish somebody could clarify that.
I get you, because
then I'll take a position.
It's about just people calling people,
Yes.
calling masses
Yes.
and talking. It's like a rally.
Linda Monanchi has masses. Linda Ground has, Linda Comrades has comrades. Then Linda Ground has the common Monanchi. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari is an Indian nationalist. He once said that if politics crumble, the country pays. Let me align the same to whatever is happening in ODM. Because when the top brass is crumbling, then it is we, the ODM members, who are confused. We are the ones who are suffering. Now. Yes. We are being engaged in some hodgepodge. We don't know who to follow. So we are falling in between. Is that what Baba really said?
Definitely not.
So until somebody aligns with the ideologies of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, I will be on Linda ODM.
And there can never be any other Baba.
You can never feel that.
Indeed.
Yes,
okay. So have you finished the point?
Yeah, I have.
We can jump to it. I was asking you.
Yes.
Now that you come from Ugunja,
Yes.
Siaya County.
Yes.
One, is there a possibility of Orengo being re-elected as the governor of Siaya, having in mind that he's now on team Linda Wananchi? It's ODM, but it's definitely a divided orange. And also, what do you think about the fact that he feels that Baba did not leave us in the... Okay, he has always been against the broad-based arrangement. So what do you think about that? With regards
with
regards to his re-election, sorry.
Many politicians, Orengo being one of them, are they like to cling on to other things after realizing that they're going to be measured in terms of their performance. Okay. So one easy way of running away from that question of performance is to identify with other things. Now, so for Sia people, they're supposed to be measuring Orengo, to be weighing him in terms of what has he done as
to
far as a governor.
To the people of Sia.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's very clever in his mind. I say, maybe he has not done so much. So what does he need to do? He needs to identify something that is a bit controversial to identify with, so that people forget about the real issues that they're supposed to be asking him.
Do you think he has worked for
now? People are not asking Orengo about his development records. Now people are concentrating on Orengo is supporting Linda Wananchi.
Okay.
So I think Orengo, being a person who has been in politics for many years, for very many years, this is his tool, in my own assessment.
Opposition tool?
Yes.
Can I ask if anyone has the same
He
idea?
wants to divert the attention of the Wananchi so that they don't ask him on his deliverables.
Yeah.
And instead, they concentrate
on his opposing.
On him opposing the current regime. Yeah. You see, in this life, it's easy to oppose things. It's very easy. It's really easy. You can find many points to oppose anything. Yeah, even anything is really very easy to oppose, and that's what Orengo is riding on. Okay. And there are many people, and many of Orengo's people and many people generally are antagonists, and they want to go against the normal things. So at the end of it, the way I'm seeing it, the same Orengo might say, now Ruto is perfect. He's doing a good job.
Do you think
at the end of it,
re-elected? Do you think he's going to be re-elected as the governor of Sia?
And that's what I'm explaining, that now he's confusing Wananchi so that Wananchi do not ask him about the development records. Okay. So they concentrate on Orengo is in Linda Wananchi ground. So at the end of it, now he runs and say, Baba left us in broad-based government.
Okay.
So you will still not ask the development records. You will, Orengo now is atupeleki maandamano, ameturudisha kwa serikali. He has escaped the matrix. He has escaped that question.
So he's playing the politics
of the mind. He's playing the politics of the mind.
To the Wananchi.
To the Wananchi.
Not per se the mind.
But
Orengo being in politics, Orengo has mastered the art of manipulation.
Yes.
The art of manipulation means is shifting from the real ideas, the real things that he's supposed to explain to Wananchi.
Yes.
Remember, in the previous financial year, Orengo is the only person who returned the money for development to government after the audit. But the money that was given to him for the development, we found out that around 50% was only for entertainment. So Orengo has realized that the ground is slippery. He might lose it when it goes to election 2027 to retain his seat.
Do you think he's going to get it?
No, he will not get it, because let me just tell you something.
No, let me
my friend here will not tell you. Just give me a few minutes with this guy. The guy will not tell you the truth. Maybe Orengo is his cousin or his uncle. But for us, we want to tell Orengo the truth. We are talking about Orengo. Orengo is a wise man, yes. He's a wakili. Orengo has brain. But when it comes to development, that is where Orengo will draw the line. Remember, Orengo was a minister during the Grand Coalition government, and he was given the lands minister. Tell me, how many people from Nyanza got their title deeds under him? But the only record Orengo left there, he went ahead and bought a suit of 0.05 million. That is the record he left. And remember, even in the 2022, he was not supposed to be. He was not supposed to be.
Not Nyanza.
No, even you remember, when you go to Central, people have title deeds. But when you go to our region, people doesn't have title deeds. And that's a fact.
What you mean is like people who have inherited.
People are still living in the communal.
People who have inherited land.
They don't have.
They don't
you
have
get it?
deeds.
Those are the things that if you have been given a position, you can help other Kenyans. You remember even Baba before that, Baba was talking about the injustices, the land injustices in Mombasa. These people doesn't have title deeds. And remember, Orengo was in that docket in 2008 until 2013. What can we count that Orengo actually did this to Kenyans? You get it? So Orengo, to me, is a wise man, and Orengo should the only place Orengo can perform better is in National Assembly. But when it goes where you now want development to be seen, Orengo should not be given. Orengo should now go back and request people of Siaya to elect him back to the Senate, because the Senate, you don't need resources. You just need your brain to the parliament. You debate issues. But when it comes to development, I will tell you that Orengo is a zero person.
Why do you think?
Yeah, so it was my point. Based on development.
Let me ask you, this is why, and then you come back.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm asking, why do you think Orengo is anti-broad-based arrangement?
You see, let me just tell you something. This thing I've been telling people. Orengo believe until today that is the only wise man around who should be consulted for everything in Nyanza. Orengo normally feel bitter when Baba take other people around him. Remember, in the handshake, if you can follow this history, Baba went to handshake without consulting Orengo. He started making a lot of noise around until Baba called him and cooled him down. And again, he was also claiming that Baba went to form a coalition, the broad-based government without him. So to him, he's the only wise man who should be consulted. And if you cannot consult him, that thing is doomed to fail. You get it? Remember, in Nyanza, we have so many wise men. And those wise men are now advising Oburu on how to negotiate on Kenyans. You get it? So Orengo, all of a sudden, the same Orengo is claiming that Ruto is bad. How many times have he visited the State House? How many times have he been into State House? When he comes out of State House, does it go back to the people and tell them, oh, today nimekuwa na president, amewatumia hii?
Very well.
Ama ni yeye tu anaenda kuchukua yake, then he's just quiet. Then yake ikiisha, he goes back to the people, oh, we are in Linda Wananchi. So we need, let me tell you something. Kitambo, ndio tulikuwa tunadanganywa na vitu. Right now, we need to analyze things deeply.
Okay.
And Orengo is saying that wazee waende. Yes, Oburu is mzee. Then Orengo is a Gen Z. Or how do we call it? Alpha generation. He's also mzee. And when you tell him he's mzee, he will tell you now he's giving advisory to these people. To me, my opinion is Orengo maybe want to quit politics, and he want to quit it politely. In this way, he want to make Linda Wananchi. Then he vies as the president, because kwa kampeni yao, we must have an ODM candidate. So he want to be the presidential candidate wa hiyo team, so that he quit politics honorably. Yes, we accept. Okay. If that one is the deal, we accept that.
Okay, wait, yeah. So you'll go?
Yeah, I was to finalize on that point. If it's based on development, he may not be re-elected because he has not really done so much as a person who comes from that area. Okay. I come from Ugenya, and in December I was in Ugenya for 3 weeks. I listened to many people around. Now, forget about the social media, forget about people in Nairobi, the many people around on the ground. They told me he has not done so much. And honestly speaking, for you to also do a lot, there must be a goodwill with the national government. Recently, when I attended an ODM meeting in Kisumu as a broad-based member, the chairman of budget committee, Samuel Atandi, aligned very clearly what the national government had allocated in this year's budget that is going to Siaya County Hospital, and that is going to improve the Siaya Stadium.
National government and not county.
National government. The national government, what has been allocated from the national government for the stadium and for the hospital. Yes, so for you as a governor to be able to achieve many of your things also, you need to have a good will with the president. You need to be on the good side with him also, because that also will make your things align. And even people, and many people from Siaya specifically, if I have to, they are a bit of tired with many they've been in opposition for the last 30 years or more. So they are tired of that kukurukakara of opposition.
They now want to be in
They now want to be on the greener side. They want to move from the streets to the offices, to the schools, to the hospitals, to use good roads. And you know, previous governments, truth be said, previous governments have really sidelined people from the Western region. They have really sidelined people from the Western region. If you check the connection of electricity in those areas, what kilometers of roads are tarmacked, piped water, and you compare to other regions, and especially to central region, you'll find a huge difference. Therefore, they were really sidelined in the previous regimes, and the current regime, which is headed by Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has really tried to allocate a number of things to them, and they feel like they want to be part of it. Yes.
Sawa. All right, so we will come to you, but then we are winding up. And so if you have any final remarks, you can merge it with your point. But again, even as we wind up, I wanted to ask you about, because you're a Gen Z from Kibra, doing community development initiatives in Kibra for the youth, you know. So you could talk about Babu. We know he wants to vie for Governor Nairobi. And do you think it is something that is possible? Of course, from your view, do you think he's the right man to take the Kibra youths forward?
Thank you.
As you wind up, remember.
So I'm supposed to respond to three things, right? Orengo, then I'm winding up.
In whichever formula.
Okay. Thank you. Number one, I said I didn't want to discuss individuals, but now here's the discussion. I don't have a choice. On Orengo, I think we should have a clear line, in the sense of we discuss Orengo as an individual, then Orengo as the governor of Siaya County. That is where now, what has Orengo done? Is he getting re-elected? Because what Orengo is doing on Linda, is it Linda Mwananchi? Yeah, Linda Mwananchi. Is he doing it as the governor of Siaya or as Orengo,
as a politician
who believes in the ideologies of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga? Let us have a clear line between the two. And again, when I talk to my peers, I usually tell them, when we are discussing about development, let us table the parameters. What are the key performance indicators that we look at or that we look for? Because you see, as Kenyans, my MP is Mwalimu Peter Ochieng Orero. Orero has done, I'm not campaigning for him, but I'm from Kibra. Orero has done a range of good things, maybe from schools and roads and all that. But somebody tells you, Orero is not working. Then you ask them,
how do you know?
What do you want Orero to do that he has not done?
Okay.
But you can't say again. Why? Because you are being emotional.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as a Kenyan, the Kenyan electorate is emotional. Therefore, on the issue on whether Orengo will be elected or not, depends on two things. There is an electorate who's emotional, who feels like Orengo is spearheading Baba Raila Amolo Odinga's ideologies. Do you know they'll vote for Orengo because of that? Right. Then now there's another electorate here who feels like Orengo has done very little as a governor in Siaya. So it depends with who's more emotional than the other. Both of them are emotional. But there's one who thinks like, you know what, Orengo is spearheading what Baba said. So let us vote for him. Let him continue doing his thing. And that alone, we've seen maybe, I don't know, it was just being alluded, I don't know, that in Kasipul, Boydwere was voted in because of, the father died. So those sympathy votes, it plays a very critical role.
Which is like a topic for another day, because it's something that is very common for politicians. Someone dies, even in not necessarily Nyanza region,
not in Nyanza,
other regions. Someone dies, the spouse takes up. Someone dies, the son. For example, Mutula Kilonzo, he took up his father's position.
Topic for another day. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Secondly, on Babu Owino. Yeah, I'm a Gen Z, I'm a youth. But just like in 2024, when we were experiencing the Gen Z uprising, as a Gen Z, I feel like we reached a point where we were not supposed to reach, because we are usually told that a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. We didn't know. Why didn't we know? Because as the Gen Z, we have that oomph, we have the drive to keep going.
The energy.
But we lack the expertise. We lack the experience from these older generations. Babu might have that drive, that energy, because he's youthful. But this is politics. Yes. We had Murara Kebaso. Murara Kebaso really came in. We thought of Murara Kebaso as the sixth. Where is he now? Murara Kebaso has his own shop, selling furniture. Thank you. So therefore, the matter on whether Babu Owino is capable really requires a lot of delving and digging deeper. But as a Gen Z and as a youth, I feel like we need more youthful leaders, but based on merit. Let me not just vie, in as much as I also have political aspirations.
Popular.
Let me not just vie because I'm a youth, but what are my ideologies? What am I standing for? What do I want to achieve?
Okay.
When we talk of an inclusive political institution, then what is it that I want to do to the common mwananchi? Right. So I guess if we align ourselves to this line of thought, then maybe Babu Owino could be a viable candidate. Lastly, I like what the president is doing. I know the main agenda now being talked about is the issue on the Singapore Dream.
Yeah.
And this is very key to me because I come from Kibra. Kibra is a slum. It is unfortunate that in the past 3-4 weeks, 1 month, Kibra has experienced water shortage crisis.
Okay.
Yes, it is unfortunate that this is happening when we have leaders who are supposed to be getting to the root cause of the problem. And again, it is unfortunate because in Kenya, we've experienced a dislink in communication between the upper echelon and the common monarchy. In that, there's an agenda the government is trying to drive at, but how do we communicate it to the common monarchy so that they also understand whatever the government is trying to do? We had an issue on affordable housing, whereby it was very difficult to explain the affordable
I remember that the PS
agenda.
was sweating.
Yes, he
while
was literally sweating on live television.
Yes.
Right. So therefore,
So your point is there is a communication
dislink.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a niche that we're supposed to bridge
Yeah.
between the top brass and the common monarchy, because the common monarchy is willing, to be involved in the agenda.
Move to Singapore.
Yes, but how do we communicate the Singapore dream? How do we communicate the Singapore dream if we have 11 billion getting lost to corruption, yet we've not seen heads rolling? Do we know what 11 billion is capable of doing? This is why we are having the common monarchy looking at the top brass like, what exactly are we doing? Right. Okay. So for us to achieve the Singaporean dream, then number one, let us focus on merit over patronage. Let the president employ somebody based on their capability, or not in the sense of kurudisha mkono kwa sababu
he talked about it in the morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, he talked about it in the morning. He was saying that instead of boards, like board members and the board chairman, instead of giving these positions to politicians who lost the elections, it should be given to people who actually merit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Meritocracy is what catapult Singapore from a third world to a first world. Let us ensure that we achieve discipline as a population, the attitudinal change that I was talking about.
Yeah.
I believe, let us begin from the grassroots. I heard you asking about funding, external funding. And you see, it is right to get access to funding. But let us work on our fiscal policy. Let us work on our expenditure policy so that we spend where we need to spend.
Right,
we have an issue in Kenya whereby we get the funding, but we don't spend it how we were supposed to spend. So this money gets lost.
Okay.
It has not done what it was supposed to do. Okay. Look at the point. Yeah. Let us do an overhaul. Let us look at more pragmatic measures.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I believe that if we do all this, then Kenya might be on the right path to achieve a Singapore. Lastly, let us not erect a window on a house that has no foundation. What I mean is, let us focus on doing the right things first before we delve into doing other things. Let us focus on corruption before we work on how do we get more funds.
Well said, well said. So that is like a food for thought.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll get your final remarks, then we get his final remarks. 2 minutes max.
My last remarks on this issue today is we need to unite as Kenyans, support the president's ideas, and we also urge the president to bring good policies that can make Kenya be in the first world country. And I will urge the president, we need to turn Kenya from a service to a manufacturing country. And we need also to encourage the president to help us reduce imports, but we need to increase exports. Why are we talking about exports? When we are doing more exports, we will get more resources. But when we are doing imports, we are doing injustice to Kenyans. When we embark on manufacturing, we will have our own product, and that product will help us acquire more resources as a country. And I will urge the president and his team, more so the Treasury CS, they need to put more taxes on the imports so that we reduce the number of imports which are coming into our country, because some imports are not even they are not even helping us. The other countries have turned Kenya into a dumping site. You will go buy that thing uitumie like 2 months, then uende uitupe. So the government needs to increase taxes on on imports, but we need to increase our exports. Through exports, we will get more resources. Okay. So let's support the president with his ideas, and we also urging the president to fight corruption from his office to the county. Thank you.
Thank you. You can get your final remarks.
Okay. Thank you so much, Daisy and Red Ring Media, for having us here today and to share our thoughts. And I would like to encourage the citizens of Kenya, and especially the young people, that the president, as the vision bearer of Singapore, is not only his responsibility. It is the responsibility of every Kenyan, every young person, every mother, every father, everyone, to have a Singaporean dream and work towards it.
Okay.
I'd like to encourage them to desist from ethnicity, to desist from politics of counting on tribes. Yes, of aligning themselves based on tribes. They should desist from that. They should desist from politics of euphoria, where there are no proper agendas of euphoria, one term. We need proper agendas, like, what do we subscribe to? Why do you want us to identify with you? The president has told us he wants to take us to Singapore. He's talking about housing, affordable housing. He's talking about affordable healthcare, the SHA. Everybody is encouraged to on board in that platform. He's talking about infrastructure. He's talking about the airports to be improved. And all these things are indicators of development and growth. We are seeing the Talanta Stadium, which is soon going to be renamed, to be gazetted, to be called Raila Amolo Odinga International Stadium, to honor him, his legacy. We are seeing a number of things that are going on. Want to encourage the political class also to ensure that they do not mislead the citizens. Okay. They need to be very truthful. They don't need to politicize everything. Where things have been done well, they just need to give credit where it's due. And we don't want to identify with our tribes anymore. We want to identify with the legacy, with the development, with everybody's what they were able to deliver. Okay. Yes, so thank you so much.
All right, welcome. And as we finish, if any of you is eyeing any seat for 2027, you could just mention it before we finish.
So my name again is Godwin Oyindo, the people of Kibera. We have worked together in many ways. You know what I can do, you know my strength, you know when I was working with the NGOs, especially Shofco, you know what I was able to achieve. You can be my own judges, you know what we achieved together. That's the kind of things that I'm going to come up with. Mambo iko kwa jikoni, inapikwa, tunapika mambo kwa jikoni. So I don't want to preempt things now.
Okay.
Bado tunapika, chakula itapakuliwa. So mkuwe tayari, but Kibera people, wamama, vijana. Mamangu alikuwa anapika changa Kibera hapo, hiyo ndio tumelelewa nayo.
Okay.
They know me very well. I don't want to preempt things. Tutakuja, tutawapakulia.
Okay.
Saa ikifika. Asanteni sana.
Any other aspirants?
Not now.
Not now. Okay, so that has been a very wonderful conversation. Thank you for coming. Thank you for giving us your thoughts. And until next time, this is Bunge
Watch.
Bunge Watch. Yeah.
Go watch.